Hi, folks. I'm Bill Prinzavali, the president of the Metaphysical Center, and I'm here with Nancy Smith, who I am pleased to say will be giving a lecture on October 19th at the Unitarian Society of Ridgewood, and that'll be entitled Balancing the Rhythms of Life Through the Senses. So, welcome, Nancy. It's good to see you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Okay. So Nancy, I see that the subtitle here is an introduction to Ayurveda. And I know you are certainly a practitioner, teacher, and healer, in that vein. Could you just give our folks a quick summary of what that means and what you'll be speaking about on the 19th?
Good. Ayurveda is a word that consists of two different words. Ayur means is from the word Ayush, which means longevity, and Veda means knowledge or the science of. So Ayurveda is translated as the science or the knowledge of how to live a long, healthy, vibrant life.
Mm.
And the way that it's structured, it's elemental theory of space and air and fire and water and earth. And then from that, there's all these fluctuations that can happen where the combinations and their energies kind of just come together in different ways. And then in Ayurveda, we learn about the combinations of them, and they've made names of Vata and Pitta and Kapha, which is like translated to earth, wind, and fire, like the rock and roll band. So we'll just really start talking about these beautiful characteristics and how to bring health and vibrancy into our lives.
That's great. Thank you, Nancy. Now, do those elements that you mentioned relate to the Chinese five elements?
Chinese medicine is an elemental theory, and they've just replaced two of them with wood and metal. So they do have five elements, but they replaced two of them. But they do a similar thing. They look at it with characteristics in all of the different ways, and they've taken their beautiful Chinese culture and their Chinese amazing knowledge and added to Ayurveda. And when you're in Tibet, Tibet is between India and China. And if you study Tibetan medicine, it's half Ayurveda and half Chinese.
Oh,
So they're all very, very closely related. I believe they all come from the same mother.
great.
They've just added their beautiful cultural influences to make things a little slightly different.
Great. Okay, and then lastly, I just want to give the folks listening in some idea of how this is related to health and what they can take away from the lecture after they go home.
Well, how we relate it to health is through self-realization. And that's what makes Ayurveda a sister science to yoga. Yoga is all about doing poses. How do I feel when I'm in triangle? How do I feel when I'm in warrior? How do I feel when I'm in these different poses? And that's self-realization. You're realizing what's going on in that practice of the yoga class. And Ayurveda now brings it into a lifestyle where how do I feel when I eat a chili pepper? How do I feel when I see the color red? Through the senses? How do I feel when I smell a rose? How do I feel when I taste my favorite cup of drink? It's how do you feel? So it's through the senses. Ayurveda is about noticing, coming in touch more deeply with, and so is yoga. It's about your senses and how you feel. But Ayurveda brings it more into your lifestyle. And it's very, very, they're sisters. They're also very, very connected with, because they both come from India. And you really would combine the practice of both of them if you actually were in India.
Terrific. And Nancy, thank you for your offer. I think you had told me earlier that you have created a PDF and that you would send that to the participants. Just give us a brief explanation of what that document would be.
Yeah, it's going to be called Balancing the Rhythms of Life Through the Five Senses. And it's just going to be what I'm going to be using as my mark as I do the lecture. But so I also want people to have this beautiful handout, because there's going to be a lot of beautiful information that you might touch you in some way, and then could go back and look at it and really learn a little bit more. So it's really going to be a very wonderful resource for you when we're done.
Terrific. Nancy, thank you so much. I look forward to it. So folks, please join us October 19th. That's a Saturday night at 7 p.m. at the Unitarian Society in Ridgewood, the location that we are now using. The website is metaphysicalcenter.org. Just go there and register for it online, and we look forward to seeing you there. So thank you, Nancy, and thank you all.
Thank you.